Hello everyone, what's up traders? I hope you are still good. I decided to make this video about trading the news, aka fundamental trading. You know, there's something that happened on Wednesday, which is the 10th of June. There was an FOMC meeting. I think this can help some of you, as it happened most of the time. And I want to say this to every one of you guys. My advice is to avoid trading during the news. Why must you avoid trading during the news? I will show you an example from GBP USD, because the FOMC news are USD related news, or I can say the pairs that have a USD on them tend to move, are the pairs that tend to move more than the other pairs. So let me first show you on this pair why do you want to trade. I want to say after the news, not during the news. Let me check which pair can I show you this. Okay, I think let me start by this one. This one, if you are looking closely here, I wanted to take a trade from retesting this and sell. If I did take it, I was gonna be in profit. Anyway, because it's Friday, I decided to watch the market and observe how it's gonna react from that level. But anyway, that's not the topic of the day. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about the trade that I wanted to take. Okay, so getting back to this topic, why you don't want to trade during the news? It's because during the news, this is what's gonna happen. Can you see the spike to the upside and this spike to the downside? So you don't want to be, that's a mistake. You don't want to trade like fundamental people or DJ Coach and these other fundamental traders like Easy Forex. But you can do, I'm not saying you can't do, but why would you want to buy here and take your profit from here, then the market continue to go down, or else sell from here and then take your profit around these lows? So why would you want to do that? I totally don't understand why you would want to do that. So that is why I am advising every one of you to trade only after the news. So the core of this strategy, how does it work? I can say, first of all, you must check your news calendar on investing.com, or check your news calendar on my FX book. Check there if there's gonna be a high impact news would have the three bulls next to them, with indicating that this is a high impact news. So step 2, plan your trade. By planning, you write down on your phone, on your piece of paper, write down that next week Monday, for example, or Tuesday or Wednesday, there's gonna be so and so news, so I want to trade them. Write the time of the day, and then you are done with your planning. Step number 3, you wait for at least 1 hour news candle to close. Okay, let me demonstrate what do I mean by that. So on this point of time here, on this candle, our focus, and even if someone didn't tell you, usually the market doesn't whipsaw a candle like this. It's always, almost 100% of the time, it's the news that caused the candle to spike like this in both directions. It's the news that moved the candle like that. So I want to get to this. This is step number 3. Wait for at least 1 hour news candle to close. So you know that from here you are watching the screen. It is before the news. This is the candle that is before the news. From here, the one that I'm marking blue is the candle before the news. The one I'm going to mark yellow, this one is the news candle. You come and watch the screen during this time, during this hour. You watch it, you watch them, all of them, they are buying and selling within this candle. But what do you do? Which is step number 4. Step number 4, you have to draw your trend line or your zone. Mark your zone. So you mark your zone from the high. Let me delete this one because it's already done. You mark your zone from the high of that candle like this, and then you double click on the line. Then you click left click using your mouse, and then you hold control and then you drag. Okay, actually hold control first, then click and drag and put the other line. So step 4, you draw your lines on the highest high of the news candle and the lowest low of the news candle. So how do you trade this strategy? Okay, after this candle, the market can whipsaw in between this zone. Doesn't matter how long it stay within this zone. So what you want to wait for to happen? You want to wait for the market to break and close below this lower zone. So when the market break and close between or below this lower zone, you want to press your sell. You want to sell here, and you put your stop loss above the last high, or I suggest you put your stop loss in the middle of this zone. You can put your stop loss just 1 or 2 pips above this zone, and then you have entered here. For this purpose of this example, you could have entered here. You could have entered here on this red candle right there. You could have entered on this red candle because it's the one that closed below this zone, So what you do, remember, you draw another trend line in the middle of this zone. You draw another trend line on the middle of this zone so that you can know where to put your stop loss. Then you execute your trade once the market break and close below. Okay, let me emphasize this, guys. Let me emphasize this. I want to emphasize this. If price break to the downside, it means it's more likely to carry on in that direction. So this strategy, you don't want to buy here because it's not likely to carry on with an uptrend. As you can see that previously this market, like for the past 1 or 2 days, I want to go backwards. For the past 1 or 2 days, the market was doing this higher low, and doing higher highs, and doing higher highs, and doing higher highs. This one was the higher low. So during this time, you don't want to buy instantly on this candle because you are not sure, if the market will continue going to the upside and continue with the uptrend. Instead, you want to wait for the breakout of this news candle. So breakout and close below this indecision candle will signal that the market is more likely to continue to the downside, as it have done. Okay, as it have done and continue to the downside. So let's have a look here. If you have bought here, sold here, and put your stop loss here. Let's say you have bought here, you could have made easy more than 100 pips from this trade alone. So preferably you want to wait for the breakout, just like it happened, retest, but that is not the proper retest. Let's say you wait for a breakout and a retest. This is a retest, guys. retest, then the continuation. That's a more preferable way. Why do you want to wait for a breakout? Because if you have sold here around this, then your stop loss would be here, a few pips above, or your stop loss could be here. Because when you wait for a breakout, it means you will have a much smaller stop loss compared to somebody who's gonna enter immediately after the breakout of the news event candle. Now I think you have already seen and understand how to trade this strategy. And I want to emphasize this. It's not easy, guys, to trade during the news, like during the exact time as the news is happening. You want to wait for the first 1 hour candle to close, whipsaw and close. Sometimes the candle will create a rejection on one side on something like a pin bar. It's still fine. You draw your zone even if it's a pin bar. So if you knew this strategy, you could have been still on this trade maybe, or took your profit around here with a trailing stop, and then you could have been taken out using a trailing stop. I'll make another video on how to use a trailing stop on a future video. Guys, if this is your first time watching my channel, please make sure you subscribe, like and comment, share. Please, I want to emphasize that. So let's look at a second example. I want to be as quick as possible. Euro USD, I want to go to GBP USD. You see here, this is still a news event candle. Still a news event candle. What we could have done here, we could have drawn our zone. Look, we don't care. The market was going higher highs, making higher highs and higher lows, going in an uptrend previously. But what we are interested in, the news, sometimes they are the ones that start a new that change the trend from the uptrend to a downtrend, or the news can change the trend from a downtrend to an uptrend. So it depends on the particular news. So for this case, after the breakout candle, which is this one, the breakout candle, you could have entered and put your stop loss in the mid range of the zone, or else, as I have told you, wait for the market to pull back. You can put a sell limit here and sell the market That's how you trade this strategy. Let me see if I can see another example quickly. See another example. I think this one will do. I think this one, don't mind my drawings there. I think this one will do. Okay guys, I want to give you another tip, a great tip to trade this strategy. How do you make your signal stronger to trade? As you see, this was the news candle here. This was a news candle here. This spike to the upside. This was a news candle. So how do you make sure that you get confluence, or you get more reason that lead you to take this trade, or you get more signal? You get some more signal that can make this a strong sell signal. I don't know if I'm putting it correctly, but I will demonstrate to you. Don't worry, my friends. Okay, we draw another zone and the lower low, on the lower low of that news candle. Then how do you know that it's a good time to take this sell here when the candle breaks and close below this zone? How do you know that it's a good time to take the trade and sell? What you can do, you can move to the daily. You can move to the daily and shrink your chart, or I can say you can zoom out or zoom in until you see the past, what happened to the past. So in the past, you can draw a zone on that candle. You can see the market on the daily was testing the resistance, which is a resistance in the past and support in the past, and so on and so forth. This is a very important level because the market tested it once, twice, 3 times. If you go to the future, you might notice it's tested maybe 10 or even more than 10 times. But what is more important is that the market has been recently tested here. When I say recently, I don't mean like a week ago or something. This was tested the market was last here on 2020 on 2020 January. So the market visited here. So we could have say, you know what, on the 4 hour or even 1 hour, you could have sold this aggressively after the close of this candle. It could have retraced against a little bit, but eventually the market could have gone to your direction. That's all, guys, my friends. I wanted to show you. Hope this strategy helps someone on how to trade the news after the event has happened. And I want to remind you again, if you are new to my channel, you are watching for my videos or this video for the first time, please don't forget to like, please don't forget to subscribe, please don't turn on the notification so that you can know the next time I'm making another video. Also, share this video with your friends and family. Today is Friday, so no trades for me today. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I love you all. Have a good and a blessed weekend. Cheers.